make use of our coffers. A new Bala Belore Alon. Baladash Malanore. Adiel Shala.
Champion, Zalatath and her devouring host lay siege to the Sunwell.
Hey, how you doing? Be careful out there.
Hello, 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 boys and girls. Good morning. How are we all doing? Hope we're well. A little bit late. It's all good. We're fine. I've got to get some chores out the way. I hate to say it, right, but I've got to get some chores out the way. I've suddenly realised I need to consolidate a whole bunch of gold because if we are not, if it's all spread out, flipping everywhere, it makes it a living nightmare to buy a bunch of these cheap tokens, which we will be doing soon. TM. So some consolidation on the gold totals is absolutely necessary. Which is what we're doing now. I need to get as much gold as possible in the war bank as quick as possible. I've taken a little inspiration from Elon's stream as well. Down here. Look, I've figured out how to get the total gold I own. Liquid gold, that is, of course. That doesn't account for any items that I own that are not sold. But the total liquid amount of gold that we have currently. Figured out how to get a nice cheeky little dynamic automatically updating thing on the go.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just
I thought it was quite cool. Good way to keep track of what's going on. Euler with a 15 months. Thank you very much. Welcome in. Good morning. Good morning. Rip liquid gold. Well, it's yeah, if we're going to go buy a bunch of tokens, that number's going to get dramatically smaller, but you know, a year of game time wouldn't go amiss. Yay! All of my tin ore from yesterday sold. There's another 1 million gold. Yoink. Claimed. Bit small, hard to read. Can you make it bigger? No. I don't want it to be huge. If you've got the stream in full screen, it's perfectly legible, and it should really be legible, even if it's not. That could be buying more moats. You're right, it could, but we've already got plenty of those. I don't need any more of those. If I start buying more moats, I'm going to start crying. What are moats doing at the moment, out of curiosity? Moat of summon. Moat of summon. Primal energy, 11 gold apiece. 250,000 of them. Is that because absolutely flipping nobody likes farming in Harendir? Clearly. Not a single person I've seen recently says that farming out there is a good idea. Which could be why there is the lowest quantity of these, whilst they are simultaneously the most expensive. It looks like some people are even starting to sell through their stockpiles now. These big chunky chunks, to be fair, these look like they've been reset in price today, but these chunky chunks will get sold through today. I reckon there's a good couple of 100,000 moats disappearing every single day. And by disappearing, I don't mean squirreled in the pockets of other goblins. I mean actually genuinely being consumed in crafting stuff. I have glasses, it's fine, it might just be me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to draw humongous attention to it, so it can sit down in the corner of the cam window, it's fine. I just thought it's an interesting thing for people to see. Right, I have managed to squirrel together about 5 million gold, I think it is, for the war bank. Which... let's make that 6.
May the eternal sun guide you.
So what are tokens actually sat at right now? Because I'm about 314,000 gold. They're not really budging, are they? I'm very tempted to start cherry picking some of these, or maybe just buy a few a day. I could buy a few a day because that way I'll get a good average price, wouldn't I? That's something to consider later. I've got a bunch of random gems in my bags. Why have I got a bunch of random gems in my bags? I remember why. I found them on a random character and thought I should probably sell those. And I thought, what better character to sell them on but my actual Jewelcrafter. Let's just get those up on the... Why are we using default auctioning? What's going on here? What is going on here? Hello? Oh, that would be why. Whoops. Uh, 192s are stinky. Nobody cares about 192s. I only want 220s in the 220 group. 220. Rest of it, I don't want to bother trying to sell. Right, go, gadget, go! We've got to do a little bit of skinning in a minute as well. Flipping hides, man. They popped off yesterday, didn't they? They were up to 20k a piece yesterday. Spicy prices on the old hides yesterday. I don't mind a bit of that. In fact, I've just realised before I do that, I need to do my Patron orders for the day. Might need some of those mats to do some Patron orders. Yeah, I could, with hides going to, I think they peaked at like 20k yesterday, which is kind of wild. I don't mind getting some more of those today. Oh my god, look at all those orders. Look at all those orders landing on things I don't own. Thalassian Competitor's Signet, Masterwork Sindori Amulet, Determined Heliotrope. Look at all these knowledge points landing on recipes I don't own. This has been a bit of a curse for me with Jewelcrafting. I've been, Sindori Lens. You want this at high quality? Son of a... Yeah, I've been absolutely royally fisted with RNG when it comes to Jewelcrafting, which is a touch of a shame. Should probably put some effort into getting some of these extra bonus recipes, but the reality is that I'm still 20 points behind being able to do crushing as effectively as I actually want to. And I'm not speccing into anything else yet. Did everybody get their Mythic Plus done yesterday? Has everybody been taking advantage of the season launch? Like, when I say season launch, I mean it's like properly launched now, hasn't it? None of this like fake half launch rubbish. It's actually a go-go now. You know, shit actually works now. I do wonder what that's going to do to anything that drops from dungeons with nobody now running them anymore. They'll all be doing Mythic Plus dungeons instead. Who in their right mind wastes their time doing M0s when they could just be doing Mythic Plus? Is my theory on this. Do we do the skin in first? I'm tempted to do the skin in first because it's, you know, we can bang it out pretty quick. Wonder if I set up another team today. I should probably set myself the target of at least setting up one team of skinners every day. Until they're all done, that is. Then we can entertain ourselves in other ways. Oh my god, cash money. That glimmering gem dust didn't take long to sell, did it? Cash monies. What is the Curiosity? What is the Majestics looking at now? Even in the morning, they're 16,500 gold apiece. Sheesh! That's wild. Brilliant silver ore, unboiled tin ore. Nearly 60 gold apiece. For the default stuff. 270 and 280 for the high quality stuff. This unboiled tin ore, I think, nearly peaked at about 370 gold or something last night. It went really high. Hence why I was able to sell a whole bunch of it at about, what did I sell it at? I think I sold it at about, can't remember. I think I sold it at about 320, 350. Kind of wild. I'm not messing around with doing too many shenanigans though with I'm not going to mess around doing too many shenanigans with material speculation. It's a bit risky right now. Song takes me back to 2011. I like some old school drum and bass. Be on good tunes. 10's done, 2.1k rating at the moment. Conk got me 1 mil on the last reset. I'm happy. Fair play, man. Fair play. Smash it from every angle. Good effort. Good effort. Why do I have, like, negative gold on this character? Why do I only have 25,000 gold on this character? Why is that a thing? God, I hope I didn't, like, do a silly on this character. 313 on the token. Yeah, I've genuinely considered buying some now. I think probably what I'm going to do to get myself a good average is I'll probably just buy 2 or 3 tokens a day. Just so then it's sort of, you know, over a week or two, I get a nice average on the price of them. Rather than trying to wait until I think it's hit the floor. It's still... Oh my god, I bought 200 Dawn Crystals. And then didn't list 200 Dawn Crystals. Did I really do that? No way I did that. Why have I got 200 Dawn Crystals all of a sudden? Why did I buy these for? I must have bought these for a reason. I bought these for a reason. I can't think what that reason is. The funny thing is Dawn Crystals aren't really the bottleneck anymore. Funnily enough. But what's the difference in price between these now? 1,200 gold? I don't know. I'll do something constructive with these. Otherwise, I'm set to lose 500,000 gold on those if I don't do something with them. Why the Christ did I buy those? I must have been planning on crafting something, and I can't remember what it is. Genuinely can't remember what it was. This is why I shouldn't run around with multiple professions at a time, because I genuinely forget what I'm meant to be doing with them. Guild order. Somebody wants the Sunforged pickaxe. Do I have the recipe? Do. I can sort you out a Sunforged pickaxe. Have you made sure you put the right missive on it? Finesse missive, yes. Merry Christmas. Oh, God. What do I got to do for a profitable flipping Patron order? Look at the spot. Look at the price of some of these. 14, 15, 16,000 gold. Yeah, no. How about no? I'll pay for a couple of knowledge points. Yeah, we'll do those. We'll do those. I think of buying tokens now and just let the balance sit until the next expansion pre-order. I always find something to spend the balance on. This is my problem. This is where my millions ends up being spent. I make a shitload of gold, but I'm also incredibly good at spending it. If I have it in balance, it ends up being wasted on something. Now it's going crazy again. Regarding M+, here I am looking at how people are equipping themselves in Hero Track without effort after I invested 5 to 6 million runes when they're around 1.2 to 1.3k. People are panicking on runes, and I'm here to tell people don't panic. Because this is also something that happens every time. People assume that the second the season launches, runes are going to go to the moon. That's not how it works. What more often happens is that people have been squirreling away these runes for weeks now. Literally weeks. And it takes 7 to 10 days for that massive glut to get consumed. It will be in a week or two's time when the augment runes will be back up to like 2k a piece. Trust me. Don't panic sell them right now. So many people are like 48 hours into the season and they're like, I must sell now. Don't worry. If you were proactively buying them on the cheap, don't worry about it. Genuinely don't. The vast amount of augment runes come from patron orders and crafters. Sell them more. I'll buy them. Don't worry. Well, exactly. This is it. People who've got a bit of experience on this from the last few expansions or patches are still more than happily buying them off everybody that's now panic selling them at a loss.
State your business. Farewell.
We are now seeing probably the largest supply of augment runes hitting the auction house because everybody that's been buying them for 3 weeks now is thinking that now's the time to sell them. But no, the time to sell them is when they've ran out and the price goes up. More importantly, things like augment runes are going to be mostly actually consumed when people get to the content that is at the top end of their difficulty level. Nobody's blasting max consumables running normal raids or doing low level keys. People start pushing their use of this stuff when their gear starts to hold them back. And they need those extra stats. The consumption rate of them is pretty good right now, but it will, it's got to churn through the already massive supplies of them. Once that's happened, you'll be fine. TLDR, just don't panic. Am I out of mats here? I'm out of mats for some reason. What am I missing? Why do I not have Jewelcrafting? Why do I not have enchanting mats knocking about? That can't make any sense. Dust. Low-level dust. Why do I not have low-level dust knocking about? Why haven't I just put a stack of this in the wall bank? In fact, I'm going to do exactly that. Dust. 500. Crystals. 200. Give me... I don't care about a few thousand gold. That in the wall bank. Okie dokie. Let's do exactly that. Let's put that in the wall. I don't even know why I was on this character in the first place. Oh yeah, I was on this character wondering why I had no gold on it. Then I suddenly realised I've got flipping 200 dawn crystals in my bag I need to do something with. That's why I'm on this character. We open all of these in the hopes of getting dun-duns. One dun-dun. Never lucky. $38 Haranir finesse enchants in my bags. Christ, I need to do something with all of these. Right, back to the tables. Serious mode activated. I've suddenly realised I've got 1 million gold worth of materials I need to be doing something with. So let's have a little bit of a look where we can use them. Did I not even complete that auction? 14 points. I'm 6 points away. And I go get 6 points easily. Yes, disenchant a bunch of shit. They'll be used for Mythic Raid mostly, as people push M+ only for gear mounts have this patch. Yeah. It's usually now things are a little bit more spread out this expansion because of Heroic Week, and of course we get like 2.5 weeks at the beginning when everybody gets to run around and do things. But under normal circumstances, prices actually top out at around, on things like that once the early supply runs out. And the early supply can easily last a week to 10 days. With all of the people stocking them up and all of this sort of stuff. You more often than not see things like that. Things that are like clearly obvious stockpile stuff usually gets actually cheaper the first few days in a season. Everybody dumps them not knowing what they're doing. 15, 16, 17. I need a few more things to disenchant. Yes, I've got some points in here. No. Right, give me some cheap shit to disenchant. That's got to be enough, surely. Is it worth to spend now on runes for 800 gold apiece? I'm not here to distribute. I'm not distributing investment advice. I'm merely stating that we are probably seeing an awful lot of people trying to sell them right now. Because everybody's been stocking them up for weeks. It's up to you to decide what you do with that information. I'm not going to spell it out for you. How many more of these do we get? We get one more of the small ones and then a big one. In my most profitable profession? Ooh, good question. I mean, it's hard to say anything other than skinning. But the amount of effort I've put into skinning is exponential compared to what I've put in with anything else. So that's shouldn't be surprising. The amount of like, in fact, no, that's probably a lie. I've probably made a lot more with, I don't know. It's probably between blacksmithing or leatherworking. And that's only because was crafting blue BOEs, blue profession gear. I mean, in terms of like turnover revenue, some of the blue I mean, it's blue profession gear as a general. It's not so much of a single profession, more of a market, I guess, is the better way to describe it. This has got to be enough now, surely. There we go. That should now be... That's all the weekly stuff minus the treasures. Now... Now we should be able to fill this one. That basically means we are capable now of crafting any of the Haranir enchants as optimally as possible. So that basically means I need to make sure I own all of them now. If I own them all, then we're good. Now we have some of them. What are we missing? Shadrasil's roots. Where does this come from? Heavy trunks, delves. These are going to be some auction house jobbies, aren't they? Should we see what the price of them is? Okay, instead of doing that, we go recipe. $42,000 gold for that recipe. Ouch. Ouch. I need 20 high quality Azroot just to make one of the damn things, though. But yeah, these aren't actually profitable. 11,000 gold to craft them, listed for 11,000 gold. People are basically breaking even on those. To break even, breaking even on a recipe that's flipping, you know, not even a trainer recipe. Ouch. What else? What else is there that we don't own? Nature's Fury. Little bit of profit in Nature's Fury, assuming you can sell them. What's the price of the high quality ones? 6,000 gold a piece. Maybe a little bit of money in those. Ring enchant. Another one that drops from delves, though. Does that mean this one's going to be stupid money? Nature's Fury. $30,000 gold for that recipe. Have to sell 30 of them to recuperate the cost. Check undermine. I'm half assuming that by being on Draenor, they're probably competitively priced already. What's this? Midrasil's Grace. Maybe some money in that. Should we be able to... maybe some money in that. Should we be able to get our hands on the recipe? Isn't this the raid one, though? Midrasil's Grace. What's it? Shoulders. 25k. 25k is not too bad. With the way that Dawn Crystals are dropping, I can't imagine it's going to be long before handcrafting rank 2 enchants. Oh, hard crafting rank 2 enchants is viable. I mean, it already can be. It already can be. I'm just wondering if there's any recipes I should be going out of my way to grab right now. I don't have one of these, so it's not tracking the price properly. And yes, I know. Buying the materials just to check the price of them when I don't even have the recipe is ludicrous, but I do crazy things. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of money in these. What about the recipes I do actually already own? Flipping hell, cancel scan chaos on these. Cancel scan absolute chaos on these. I might just tinker with this evening. Might play with that a little bit this evening. Just leave it as it is for now. I mean, crafting a few now would not be a terrible idea, but that's might look at that this evening. Let's not risk too much gold right now. Let's actually go and make some properly. Oh, all of my accounts are logged off just as I was about to use them. Go on, log back in properly. Do a recipe scan on the unlearned ones. I do that sometimes just to check if there's something uber profitable that I don't have. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. I will pay more attention to this evening. This early in the day is not the right time to be paying attention to this now. Anyway, it's a good time to buy mats and craft stuff, but it's a terrible time to try and sell it. And I'm a bit of a novice in the market, so we'll move on for now. And get some skinning done, I think. Get some skinning blasted out. Let's make the gold total go up before I make it go down too far. How are we doing, Lady Daisy? Welcome in. Welcome. No, there is doggos here. They're tactically hidden, probably. Tactically hidden. Nipsu Bears is chilling in her bed. She's snoozing. But they're all snoozing right now. Amlams is also snoozing on the floor with her collection of tennis balls in the bed that she doesn't know how to use. And Sulot is hiding in his preferred spot. So they're all just chilling right now. There he is. He heard his name. Yeah, I got all three of them today. All three of them today. Oh no, what's going on here? Why is me... Oh, I know why. Oh, flippity do. Okay, apparently the UI scale doesn't take into consideration the UI scale doesn't take into consideration profile by the looks of things. You need to set them all back to 100, but they're manageable. To be that big. Not everything needs to be huge. Okay. Right, do we have... bag value is normalized to be nearly nothing. Let's grab some of the stuff we sold yesterday. So let's get killing, shall we? Let's get pew-pewing. Right. I think the play here is just to do the Voidstorm ones on the full built teams. I don't think it's really that valuable to go and kill the cat. Lure cost is outrageous for the putty cat, and it's a whole bunch of effort getting everybody over there. So I think play here. Just to not do it. Why does this dude feel the need to run away? That's something I've not understood. Right. Lots of maximum. We want maximum hides here. There's one cracking start. Top tier start. Ever lucky. Never lucky. Never lucky. Oh, God. 2 fins. Come on then, fellas. Let's go kill the other one. Staggered raid and mythic splits is tanking the market. I mean, I don't think like markets like the dynamics of a market has got nothing to do with that. I don't think. One thing I would say it's cause, you know, the markets are difficult because there's just saturation in them. Outrageous levels of saturation right now. Many people trying to make gold. Simple as. Are we not in the right area? Wherefore be me beastie spawn point. Now they all seem to be concerned. Giving too much time for people to get alts up to speed with crafting? I don't know. I think the markets are fine. I genuinely think the markets are absolutely fine. Humongous amounts of competition, sure. But look at what the prices have been doing the last couple of days. Kind of bonkers, to be honest. Yo! Triple claw, triple hide. Yes, please. Yes, please. Triple claw, triple hide. I guess that makes up for the fact we got nothing on the rest of them. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother killing the, taking them out of the Void Storm, to be honest. Trekking them all the way down to the south of Eversong Woods to then trek them all back. That's too much like hard work, that is. We'll just do the 2 Void Storm ones on these fellas, I think. Void Storm ones are cheap to summon as well. Yeah. Yeah, the putty cat's quite expensive to summon. Like the putty cat, I basically only break even on. I break even unless I get a hide, which also kind of means it's not as worth to even bother. Oh, did none of these guys log out? Right then, 80k from that first team. That seems about right. That seems about right. That said, void ones will get expensive when the fish from the mount farm dries up. Maybe. I don't think I'm that fussed about fish getting expensive. Seems less likely. Do we not think there's going to be people? Do we not think there's going to be people that are going to be fishing up that mount flipping all expansion? Everybody in. Everybody in. Ooh, convenient. Am I going to... Oh. Right, maximum luck. Yo, love rocket. Oh, he pieced out. Love rocket hype. Right, give me maximum loots, please. 2 claws. Never lucky. Never lucky. Oh god, oh that was a stinker. Octopus at 80 gold. Somebody's done some resetting. Ooh. Everything's getting reset every day at the moment. It's crazy. Oh my god. I don't know why my voice is so broken recently. Can't be anything to do with the fact that I'm talking permanently for 4 or 5 hours a day straight. Can't have anything to do with that, surely. Yoink. Give me the money. One claw. Ouch. Okay. Well, our 80k average is in the bin. Right. Well, this team, better luck tomorrow. Oh, gold. That was reset for you. Any big stacks? For me, reset wasn't really. It wasn't. Without doing mass crafting, stuff wasn't popping off for me yesterday. I don't expect stuff to pop off for me right now. The big money I've spent on investments needs to wait until the glut of stuff disappears, which will be a week to 10 days, I'd imagine. Yesterday, I actually spent most of it. Well, I didn't play that much in the evening at all, to be honest. So we did the stream yesterday, and then in the evening, very little. In all honesty, not super duper mega. And what the thing is right, I'm kind of blinded by big numbers at the moment. There's definitely a little bit of that going on. I can make 1 million gold in a day, and it doesn't feel particularly special at the moment. But got to kind of put it into perspective that won't last forever. When you have eventually, or at least what I've been trying to do in the last few months at least, is set up something that is not so spiky. It's lovely to make humongous amounts of gold very, very quickly on a couple of days, like at the beginning of an expansion launch or something. But if none of that is setting you up for success for the rest of the expansion, I've not worried. My voice is so broken. I've just not worried about it. You know, all our cross-realm stuff is just steady, which is more what we're after now. I like the early expansion thrill. Yeah, if I wanted to go aggressive on mass crafting, there is thrill to be had. But I chose not to this expansion launch. Even going into midnight, to be fair, I said I was going to take it more casually. This isn't... the amount of hours I've spent is by no means casual, but I've gone for more, you know, more simple stuff. Ah, damn. Just missed that one. Alright, whatever. Where's this account? Where is he? Come on, big dude, where you at? There you are. Hiding behind there. This dude got much health. Who's a quest mob? Right, maximum loot. Never lucky. One. Oh, damn. I'm having a shocker today, I feel. We need some big luck. That triple hide has clearly screwed us. Double claw. Yeah, I legitimately made 5,000 gold off the last team, which has absolutely nuked our average into the floor. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah, I've been mostly treating these skinners as a bit of a hobby, a bit of a side hustle, really. Side hustle that is honestly, it's a side hustle that's just covering my mistakes, basically. You know, when we do our flips and investments and stuff like this, it can at least we make a little bit gold from the flipping. Sorry, if we make a little bit of gold from the skinning, it kind of can easily help make up for where we do other stupid things that doesn't go as well. Because, of course, even I'm not immune to making investments that don't work out. Look at the fact I just found 200 dawn crystals at high quality in my bags and have no idea where they came from. That also worries me to how much I paid for them and why I bought them in the first place. No, scenarios like that you have to kind of account for. Right. Come on, game. Big money. I mean, I'll take the fantastic fur, but it's not what I'm after. Oh, claw. Oh my god, we were absolutely stinking up the place today. Stinking up the place. Single claw job. Damn. Absolute stinky performance. A beer-induced purchase? I don't know. Do you use Warband Miser? I do, yeah. I do. Yeah, it's a bit of an incredibly useful utility add on that one. Helps me keep all of my random ass alts and all my flippers all at a normalized amount of gold each, so it doesn't stack up too much. Everything else gets put in the war bank. The only problem is when running 5 accounts, not all of my characters get to say hello to the war bank very often. And I can't be asked to shuffle them around half the time. An equivalent that works with a guild bank would actually probably be more useful to me, but I'm not sure if that's even possible. It might be, I don't know, I've not really looked. I don't know what the value is in actually trading this, because it's pennies, but... Force a habit. Somebody got a claw somewhere. That's 2 teams in a row that have had, like, stinky outcome. 8 characters without a single hide is flipping tragic. That means we got to be due like a 4x proc. It's got to come. Fucking such a gamble, this whole thing. Okay. Oh, God. We are 80k off the first team and 10k off the next 2. Ouch. Dawn Crystal, 1400 gold in the NA now. How much in the EU? Probably not too dissimilar. Right, last team of fully set up fellas. Before we do just the kitty farmers. Kitty farmers could do with getting some, getting a few extra being voidy farmers instead. Although on today's performance, it's not really of benefit. Don't know why I like them all being here. I'm just stickler for things looking the same. I've accidentally pawned him on top of the other dude. Alright, whatever. We kills them both.
Let's make sweet, sweet profit together.
Who was that? Orbity, thank you very much for the prime there, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Welcome in. Oh no, tier 1 even. Sorry, I misread my dashboard there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Right, let's see if we can get some good luck. Some new sub luck. Oh, double fin. Double fin, never lucky. Oh, hide. We take a hide. Always take a hide, preferably 25 of them in a go. And a hide and a fin. All right, this team has already outperformed the last two combined. We take that. Go, fellas. Woof. Right. 25 hides on the next boss, and we'll do all right. Don't know if augment runes will rise in price. There's so many. Those mythic bosses better be hard. When you consider the average skill of the average player, I think they'll be fine. They will be fine. They'll all be good. I've pulled a bunch of bonus friends. Oh, you can't place a lure while in combat. That I didn't know. The Windows is just Windows snapping. Just one nice big monitor. Nice big 4K monitor. Loads of pixels. I'd love to stream in 4K, but Twitch is stupid. Doesn't let me. Oh shit, I might actually die here. Jesus. Okay, now nearly died. Okay, right. 50 hides, please, game. Never lucky. Oh my god. Double never lucky. Triple never lucky. Oh, not a quad. Okay, we'll let you off. Another hide and 2 claws. Woof. Touch and go for a minute there. Okay, definitely didn't pull in as many hides today as we did yesterday with these guys. We did nearly what was it? I think I did nearly I think I did 300k off the 4 teams yesterday. It was kind of outrageous, to be fair, but you can't win every day. Put these guys back where they need to be. Yeah, the variancy in RNG is just kind of something crazy, isn't it? I guess the only way to combat RNG is just to have more dudes, more toons. Feels like that with everything this season. Yeah, like the level of RNG all over the place is. The thing is when your success or failure boils down to RNG, the fun disappears so fast. I say for me it does anyway. Some people live and die off the gamba. You know, to some people it's everything, but I'm not really too much of a fan of the gamba. I like something that I know is going to work. Or is at least, you know, I'll take something that's steady but reliable pretty much every day. Which could have very much something to do with why my focus towards mass crafting this season has been diminished. Because I do not feel it's steady or reliable with what you have to do to actually see success with it. Oh, 133. We'll trade that over. $133 BOEs. Don't mind those. Yeah, this one character did better than all of the others combined. 2 claws of fin and 2 hides. Yeah, there we go. 155,000 gold off these 4 teams. Which was... which is almost half what we did yesterday. Oh my god. Almost half what we did yesterday. That's how variable it can be. That's the risk of having one item worth like 15 to 20k. That if you get it, you win, and if you don't, you lose. Right. Do we do putty cats? Or do I spend some time getting the next team just, you know, Void Storm ready? I think what I do before I do any of that is I go for a P. Back in 2. Does tailoring have cheap blue item crafts like the Evercore items from engineering? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know if they are as cheap as Evercore's, but they can't be far off. Cloth is basically free, isn't it? Feels like it. Right, let's get this next team in. Let's get me over to Eversong Woods. Let's change flight form. Cancel Scan Fiesta for a 10% margin. I mean, 10% margin if you're lucky. See, most items are rarely going to ever go above 10% margin either. There's just too many resources out there now telling everybody what's profitable the very second it becomes profitable. Now, these resources aren't bad by any means. It's just that you've got to remember that if one person's got them, so is everybody else. So, you know, your add-ons, your spreadsheets, and your tools and all of this sort of stuff it's a fantastic advantage for you, but also got to remember everybody else is using them too. So if ever something goes, you know, above 10% profit, it just gets absolutely hounded on. And by the end of the day, you can guarantee that won't be 10% margin anymore. Especially if a big streamer or content creator highlights it on stream. I'm pretty convinced the reason all prices went crazy yesterday is because Elon spent the best part of the evening streaming prospecting. And earlier that day, Goldson had also spent humongous amounts of time streaming him making millions with Jewelcrafting vials. These are the kind of things that triggers an entire market to flip on its head the same day. Weird how it works, but we got to remember we're all playing in the same arena these days. It gets competitive. Right, I need to do a few things with these guys. I need to give them the new layout starters. Before I do that, actually, I've just remembered they need another bar. Action bars, that one. Change a few things up, make it a bit easier to see things. Oh, I'll put them on the bottom. I'm a sucker for getting things looking neat and tidy. I can't help it. I waste far too much time pissing around with this sort of stuff. And I know there's add-ons that help you out with it, but don't always. I tend to think something that I'm only ever going to do once isn't really worthy of an add-on. And I've never got that my slot add-on. Uses my brain. Okay, they're all once again looking kind of uniform. No, they're not. Need to be there. Ta-da! Magic. Now they all look beautiful. Right, what do I need to do with this team of dudes? Let's have a little bit of a look. They need... I did the maths on this yesterday. I need flipping all but 9 of the manifused samples still. So I still need a lot of Void Light Marl to do this properly. Was it 3,000 Void Light Marl per team? We also need to do the abundance on them all as well. Where's abundance at right now? The abundance is up there, which is conveniently close to Zulaman. Okay, well if that's the case then, let's that's the case. Let's kill the putty cat. Because why not? Kill the putty cat. Oh, where's me lures? Kill the putty cat. Then we'll fly over and we'll do the abundance. Then we'll grab the books. And then we'll go about... then we'll have to take a trip back to the city to do the weekly quest on them all, so they qualify for the catch-up. And then we'll farm out the last of the knowledge points. Knee-deep in abundance as we speak. Yeah. And I need to do it on my mains, but... I'm not doing it for the epic tools so much on these. I'm doing it just twice on each one, just so I can afford the knowledge point book. That's literally it. Never lucky. Yo, a hide. We take that. Never lucky. Never lucky. Alright. Oh no, hang on, I still got dragon riding on. That's going to cause problems. Is it? It's not called dragon riding anymore. What is it called? I don't even know. Is it called dynamic flight? I can't remember. Steady flight and dynamic flight. Is that what they're called? I don't think a raid counts for the weekly. Wait, what? The weekly what? Maybe I'll go grab the books first. Books, then abundance, then back to Silvermoon for the weekly. I think is the mini trip. Test and see if it does. I've no idea what we were talking about. Raid doesn't count for what weekly? I'm very confused. Doesn't take much, but... Oh, hang on. Hang on, hang on. I've lost me train. Phasing trains. Just saw a load of Zoomers doing TikTok dances to Corn Freak on a leash. I don't get it. I feel so old. It's funny because, like, TikTok turned up. Well, TikTok used to be called Musical.ly, didn't it, before it rebranded? And it was literally just that. It was people dancing to music. But now a good 90% of TikTok has got nothing to do with any music whatsoever. So it's often, you know, it's often weird when you see people doing that. I'm going to need some marl. 750 of each. Some of you. You're good. You're gonna need some marl. 750. I was really hoping not to have to buy these this week to set these skinners up, because next week I won't need them. But I'm literally one knowledge point short, and I was like, right, screw you, game. What's marl for if it's not for spending? Oh, hang on, he's online. Okay. Rep book done. To the bun dance. To the bun dance.
Our bees favor bloodthirsty insects from the leech bog. Help us gather more for the hunt.
Oh, lost the train. Should avoid this little Atalaman area, shouldn't I? Oh, I've lost it again. Fucking hell. Oh no, now I've really lost it. Where's it gone? Whilst running 5 accounts at a time is sometimes fun, you do very quickly learn that you need and could really do with 5 eyes. Now, there'd be a bit of a joke that I've already got 4, but 5th at the very least would be useful. How much RAM have I got? 64. RAM's one of those things, though. Your computer just uses as much of it as you've got, so... You don't need 64 gig of RAM to run 5 accounts a WoW.
Everything is of the finest quality. Amani quality.
Oh. Weird phasing. Why does that happen then? Why did it phase me to this weird and wacky phase? Shit, okay. Why are they all in a different phase? What? I turned in that quest and all of a sudden I was in a different phase. That makes no sense. In that case then, invite my main dude back into the default phase, please. There we go. Weird. Right, speak to the rat.
There is so much waiting to be found.
Oh no, I'm still in a weird phase.
My
Happened again.
abundance runneth over at your
This is odd.
You have
Is it because I've accepted this quest to start? You know that's what it's going to be, isn't it? It's because I've picked up the stupid... I've started the flipping intro quest. Yeah, that's what it is. It ports me into a different phase just because I've started the intro quest. That's annoying. Okay, maybe I just have to do it then.
by my abundance.
I really didn't want to have to do the intro quest on this dude.
Abundance.
Yeah.
Go ahead, walk to it, and it will heed your call.
Don't need an abundance intro. Trust me. Trust me, game. I know what I'm doing.
Domains, you shall find abundance beyond measure. And from many sources, abundance flows, such as this ore.
I have 32 and can only run 3 wows. You can 32. There's some of that. It's not the RAM that's the concern. Then, if you're getting issues.
And yes, even enemies. Fear not, this one was
Nowadays with SSDs, if your computer has to handle lots of virtual memory, it isn't that tragic. Yeah, because SSD, you know, especially NVMe SSDs, they're so flipping fast anyway. It's maxing my RAM. Yeah, it will do, because that's how Windows works. It will continue using all of your RAM, and it uses as much as it gets given. Like right now, I've got 64 gig of RAM, and it's probably nearly maxing it out. Yeah, it's using 47 gig of RAM right now. Your computer uses what it's got available to it. If it starts running out, it starts trying to reclaim it. When it starts reclaiming, and I would say that one thing World of Warcraft is not great at is reclaiming, you know, reclaiming used RAM. That's what it's not great at, but you absolutely don't need 64 gig of RAM to run 5 accounts. You could do it on 16 gig of RAM.
glorious abundance. Uh-oh, your fragile body is reaching its limits here. I will forcibly
Right, hopefully with that out of the way,
your protection of
we should join back in with the regular phase. Yeah, there we go. No, every time I step near it. Okay.
you an impressive start. Yet know this. Your true
Okay, now that's better now.
in abundance
That's better.
through steadfast practice and diligent application.
Right, can I talk to the rat now? Everybody talk to the rat. No, let me talk to the... Oh, you're gonna make... Fuck's sake.
If you would indulge me, please trade the unalloyed abundance I've given. Understand,
What do all this pissing about?
material is quite inimical. Prosperous plenitude, acolyte. May my abundance and glory
Yeah.
rain down
There we go.
material worth upon your mortal existence.
Now we're cooking.
Come back soon.
Right, let's go. Let's go! 2 abundances. Double done. Can't talk today. I thought that might just, you know, trigger a few too many people though. Please do. I'll make them, I could make them into, bit sound alerts. So if people want to trigger everybody else, they can do it, but I better at least get paid. If you're going to trigger me and other people, I'm at least going to make some money out of it.
Revel in this divinely abundant boon.
I remember there was a period of time, right, where Bear had... She was using the sound alerts thing, and people found the fart noises. And people would... people were just spamming her with fart noises. Her moral compass was strong enough, though, that even with making money, she turned it off because she didn't want to annoy people. I was like, bless her. I'd have doubled down on that shit. I'd have made it $10 a pop. Double down.
Glory be to a bounty so richly abundant. Glory be to a bounty so richly abundant.
So richly abundant.
Your deeds glorify me. You shall be benevolently rewarded in abundant kind.
Right, it's 1 run. Run number 2.
Promise you prosperity. May you magnificent contributions, my acolytes. Revel in this divinely abundant boon.
What you lot don't realise is I'm hearing the voice lines 5 times as well. Because I have audio from all 5 running. I have sound in background on. Something I tend not to actually mean to have switched on, but I often forget to turn it off. And now it means I've got 5 flipping dun-duns going off in my ears. You guys only hear the audio from one of the clients there.
Magnificent contributions, my acolytes. Revel in this divine
Because they play on all 5 accounts simultaneously, it gives Mr. Dundun a bit of an extra boomy echo to him.
my acolytes. Revel in this divinely abundant boon.
Turn some of this in. Let's get some public contributions popping. We can probably trigger a public contribution now. There we go.
You shall be benevolently rewarded in abundant kind.
The other advantage of multi-boxing this, that you can, that basically anybody that's with you is guaranteed to get their 900. I feel as if I'm doing community service.
Contributions, my acolytes. Revel in this divinely abundant boon.
Oh, 9,000. Oh, we only got 30 seconds left. Wow, time flies when you're actually having fun.
Your deeds glorify me.
Ah, this thing is a cash cow.
Rewarded in abundant kind.
Oh, it lags the shit out of my games, though.
Glorify me.
Right, turn all that in.
Benevolently rewarded in abundant.
That should be an easy 900 for all of them, then. Boom. Magic. Divinely abundant boon.
I deal in the most exotic goods.
Oh, wait, you don't care. You take your weekly quest. Reward. Take your book. Skinning book. So that's fundamentally the reason we're here. Goodie bag. Couple of 1,000 gold. Cheeky trinket. Yoink. And then you peace out to Hearthstone to go grab the weekly skinning quest. One of you. Wait, what's going on here? Wait, what? Oh, I've only got 60 Moxie. How the f have I only got 60 Moxie? You know, I stumbled across this problem the other day. How the Christ on a bicycle have I only got 60 Moxie on this dude? That doesn't make any sense. How is it possible for me to only have 60 Moxie? Am I going to have to go do the weekly quest? Ooh, flip. Okay, that's annoying. Sure. Is that going to happen on all of these? 75, well that's lucky. Oh shit, you're in the same boat. You don't have enough Moxie. 65 Moxie. Okay. Right, well these guys are going to have to do a bonus trip to grab these books then. It's alright, we can work with that. Ah, it's flipping plumage and claw week, isn't it? That means I'm going to need to buy a bunch of those as well. Alright, before we do that, we'll do... Have a thought. Have thinkings. Right, let's just hearth you back. Same with you. I never even thought that I wouldn't have enough Moxie to buy the damn book. Right, we need reagents, leather. 20 of those. And 20 of those. The fucking hell's happened to the price of these? Absolute goblins. Absolute goblins. Okay, I shouldn't have looted that. It's kind of broken my bag values. Alright, whatever. Where's the plumages? Right, that's mats for the Skinning Weekly. You turn that in. Goblins be busy, telling me. Oh, have I not turned it in myself, even? Interesting.
Sunwell's glory shine on you. Sinu Amanore.
Not that I need to do it, but... Right, where's that put me at? $15? Oh, yeah, because this fucking idiot doesn't have the, needs to go back to the abundance, doesn't he? Let's fly him back to the abundance. Or fly him somewhere near the abundance. Like there, I don't know. Let's see, you also need abundance book, don't you? So we'll prioritize you first. Because this should give the extra 15 moxie that those characters needed. That's why we were doing this. Wait! Hold the phone? This character had never unlocked majestic materials. What a fucking idiot. I'd never unlocked majestic materials on this dude. Well, well, well. God, I wonder how many other of my characters I've not done that on then. That's fucking genius. I've literally... Oh, I've surprised myself. I've excelled myself. Part of me is going to have to check that now on all of my alts. Never do anything important on stream. Okay, now. Right. At least this doodad. Okay, right, now these dudes are just within farm range. So the dudes that are already within farm range, we can move them down to where our nice convenient little farming spot is for skinning. Whilst we fix the abundant problem on the other ones. Let's fly you down to Tranquillin. You can probably go down to Tranquillin as well. Oh dear. That shouldn't have amused me as much as it did. That literally sums me up. Okay, Mutheus can go down there and all. At least caught it before 12.2. Wow, yeah. Yeah, rather now than never. Right, where are you? Is this at least somewhere near to... Yeah. Let's go get your abundance book now. I should have flown on the back of the other dude. Kind of forgot. One of you. And you as well. Oh, I do genuinely wonder how many times I've done that now. How many times did I slam all of my points into the first node and then forget to unlock majestic materials? I'm genuinely going to have to check that on all of my tunes now. Next time we log in. Right, now over to meet the others. Go meet the others. And then grind out the last ones from just general mob killing. What our majestic hides at? 16k right now. Sorry, dogs. Yeah, all these little silly mistakes are why it usually takes me twice as long to do anything. Because either I don't pay attention to it the first time and then have to do it again, or I just don't get it done properly the first time round, or both, or all of the above. Okay. Right, my next hope is that all 5 of these characters are on different realms. Different enough so that they shard into different layers. If that be the case, then I don't really have to move to do the skinning that much. I can conveniently chill here and kill shit. I tried to do this with a team on stream the other day. Problem was, there's 4 out of the 5 on the same damn realm. Or same layer, sorry. So yeah, from here on out, it is literally just farm mobs until we get enough skinning points to reach 80 out of 80. Which will be partway through. So on these, like, partway through the Mana Forge samples. Whoa, come here. And the nice thing is that I actually make a reasonable amount of gold killing all of this stuff and leveling them up in the first place. I mean, it's not groundbreaking hundreds of thousands of gold an hour, but it's in the tens of thousands of gold an hour, which, you know, can't sniff at. Right, now to see if they're sharded all on the same spot or whether they all disappear onto different realms. Okay, three of them seem to live in the same spot, which is a touch annoying, but we can work with that still. Still at least means that two of them are on different we got 3 different layers here. Which we can hop between. Still wondering if skill might increase the drop chance for the mats. For the Majestics, I don't think so. I don't think skill has any part to play, really. Or at least I've not been able to... Well, fucking... What do I know? I didn't even have Majestic spec'd into on one of my tunes, so... Maybe I shouldn't talk with too much authority. I'm relatively convinced it doesn't, though. Because usually, if there's a Spectre node that says this is how you do something, then that's where it comes from. One of my add-ons is also going absolutely bananas, and I don't know which one it is. Bartender still. Bartender's going bananas. So, if everything has gone to plan now, I am basically what I expect to be about half an hour away from having this team finished. I don't think it's going to take me much more than that to get the skill to the knowledge points we need. If we can keep always killing. Everybody? Oh, bonus friends. I can't begin to think how many of these flipping ponies has been slaughtered in the name of Majestic Hides. Sacrifice I'm willing to make. Turn them into glue. What is it of a horse? I've always known that phrase. I don't think I've ever understood it. What part of a horse goes into making glue? And is it just one of those kind of like colloquial sort of almost myths? Why can't I loot those two either? Oh, the wife's home. Interesting. Oh, you've even got a red outline on you. Hey, puppies, chill. Chill, 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 chill. Is it the hooves, bones, ligaments, connective tissue, hide, tendons, ligaments, the whole lot then? Just put a horse in a blender, job done. Hey, lambs, relax. Sula. 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 Neither of them are listening to me. I'm interested in barking at the neighbours. Hey, puppies, chill now. Yeah, just the whole horse. Just blend it down. NutriBullet a whole horse, turn it into glue. Apologise, horse lovers. I don't know why I span the conversation in that direction. Clam down. Right, ran out of ponies. Ran out of ponies. Well, in between pony farms. Ooh, 133. That's cash money. Oh, oh, oh. 3 ponies. Damn, I lost one. Hey. Turned out to not be as worthwhile. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. I also never understood that one. Well, I worked at a race course when I was a kid. And I also quickly learned just never look a horse in the mouth. Just straight up. Gift horse or not. Fucking horses are dumb. I learned that real quick. I fully appreciate that, like, at what they do, they're very useful. But they're thick as shit. I'm not sure I'm not sure horse does very well on the animal IQ level. Not convinced of it. $126. We should put that on. That didn't keep me busy for anywhere near as long as I was hoping it would. Right, we might have a bit of a problem on our hands here if we've got 3 characters sat on the same shard. Teeth can indicate horsey health. 17, according to a quick Google. The horse intellect level. 17 on a scale of what? Scale of 20 or scale of 100,000? 17 out of 27. Okay. Maybe they're not as thick as I give them credit for then. Or don't give them credit for. Whatever the right phrase there is. Come here. Come here. Can't click on the corpses. I think I got them all. Got them all? All accounted for. A snail and a slug being at the bottom. I mean, snails have got to be pretty dumb, right? Nobody's ever looked at a snail and gone, you know what? That's a clever son of a bitch. I mean, it can't even navigate round the salt. I mean, that's... It's got to prove a point, right? Not that I would understand why a snail is going anywhere near the salt. Just saying. Or a slug, same difference. Slug's just a homeless snail. Really annoys me how a rep paladin has better pulling ability than a beastmaster hunter these days. Son of a... What did Blizzard do to my poor BM hunter? I'm trying really hard not to drop my main hunter as my main. I never thought the changing of one ability would affect my interest in the class so much. Hashtag bring back barrage, yeah. I'll sign that petition. There's another set coming. Oh, cock! No! No, I don't want to pull the rare. The rare's a pain in the ass. Are there any delves that are good for skinning? I don't know. I have pretty much gone by the theory of find something that works and then just do it. There probably is. I have in no way, shape or form the belief that this is the best way of doing this, but it's the way that I know that works. And I don't have much time or desire to find out anything that works better because I'm happy with how well this works. But yes, I would probably guess there is a delve that would be better for this. If you're doing this, if you're leveling up skinners on a single solo account, you're probably best just like leeching off a world quest or a popular 2x4 spot to do this. But this way allows me to do 4 accounts at once. At least, you know, reasonably efficiently. Who left 1? Who kills 2 out of the 3? Oh, they're all starting to hit skill 100. Stack of ponies come in. Do we want to wait for the stack of ponies? No, we'll catch them next time round. I can actually count on one hand the amount of delves I've done so far this expansion, and I didn't thoroughly test them in the beta either, and so like I genuinely can't even remember half the delves. My actual game knowledge outside of the crafting tables is kind of weak this expansion. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a one-hit wonder in that regards. I know an awful lot about what I know a lot about, but I know nothing about anything else. We're not at, oh, we're in the catch-up nodes on one of the teams. Let me see how many of them I actually need. I think I need all but 9 points. All but 8 maybe, because I can't be bothered to do the book. I think I need all but 8 is the maths. Uh, 7 plus 15, whatever the hell that is. Yeah, that seems to be about right, doesn't it? All but 8. All but 8. Bonus ponies! Oh my god. Ignore the rat. Everybody? Look, everybody. Sanguithorn 1 gold, Twilight Bloom 3 gold, 1 month from release. So 1 Nocturnal Lotus is 2,700 Sanguithorn in value. Yeah. This is why people who are looking to optimize their herbing and mining need to be proactively ignoring Sanguithorn and Twilight Bloom, Twilight Blossom, whatever it's called. Oh, no, whoa. Still half in a group here, what's going on? In fact, I actually did a little, it wasn't that scientific, but I did a little test the other day. And I made over 50,000 gold an hour without herbalism at all. Like, just straight flying around, picking up ore. Like, nothing, like, just hardcore zerging mining. So you don't even need herbalism right now. Or at least you need to be quite savvy about what you pick up and what you don't. Otherwise you end up wasting huge amounts of time picking up rubbish that's worth nothing. It's a sign though. One thing I will give people the heads up on is it's a bit of a sign. The fact that we can get like farmable materials down to 1 gold within 1 month of the expansion launch release just shows what happens when something is not really that heavily needed, or it can't be processed fast enough, or it's considered a byproduct of farming something else. And with no thaumaturgy, with no conversion from normal quality to high quality, this is the outcome that I suspected we'd see, you know, when looking at this in the beta, that some materials almost have zero floor value, that they'll stack up, 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 and, you know, they've actually got nowhere to go. The fact that it's happened to, like, the main herb within 4 weeks is actually wild. And this also means that currently, at least, high quality materials are worth a fair amount. But this will also happen with the high quality stuff as well before long. You know, another couple of weeks of herbalists and miners getting a bit more points under their belt, you'll start to see the ratio shift more towards high quality when gathered. It's yeah, base mats have the risk of getting incredibly cheap this expansion. There's nothing to stop them. But at least whilst the demand is strong, it'll be fine. Gathering in ZA early morning for an hour. Best I had is 110,000 gold an hour. Only 3 lotuses, ignoring... and I ignore nothing. Prefer or over herbs. If it's in my main path, I gather it. Still missing epic mining tool, though. Even getting yourself... Yeah, I mean, your approach of getting on nice and early in the morning... The advantage that really gives you is that the zone is empty. If you're able to, you can actually shard yourself on to low pop servers, low pop shards, in order to simulate that. Basically 24 hours a day. You got the means and the know-how to do it. But yeah, it's basically trying to just get the layers yourself. Right, we're at least all in the catch-up area now. Still double digits on all of them though, so we've got a little way to go. Oh no, I've run out of ponies. Ah, out of ponies. Okay, well, if we're out of ponies, let's learn the knowledge points. Get them spent. I also see lots of people skip gathering the mobs that spawn. I'd kill to be able to loot theirs too. Yeah, I mean, I've seen quite a lot of people sort of arguing between themselves what's the right and wrong thing to do there. I think a lot of people that are leaving them for the right reasons. They're leaving them because they're too low level. Their DPS is too low. They've got no gear. Like, these are things that is... You want to be able to nuke those mobs down, really. If you're doing Druid, you want to be able to pop Convoke and you want them to just die, right? That's kind of... You don't want to be spending time killing them. But if you can kill them, like, almost instantly, then actually they become of massive value to kill. Aha, we did have ponies. I was just connected to somebody else. So yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to whether you should or shouldn't be killing those things. If it takes you only like 3 seconds to nuke them down and then loot them, then yes. But if it takes you 20-30 seconds to kill them, especially if you're running around in a druid with Guardian and no gear, for example, you probably should just be ignoring them. Until you're level 90, until you've got a bit of gear. Also, if they went knowledge points into mounted gathering, so if you need to dismount often for that, you kind of wasted the knowledge points. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say you wasted the knowledge points. En route to getting mounted gathering, you do gain a bunch of stats from it, so it's not totally wasted. Sure, it's not maybe your most important stat of finesse, but points are points. Skill, skill. Okay, out of ponies again. Yeah, the herbalism ones have been changed, haven't they? The herbalism ones only attack the person that spawns them now, rather than everybody, which I think is a welcome change. Why they didn't do it for mining at the same time, I don't know, but maybe that's coming. Oh, me bonus ponies ran away. Bonus ponies. Maybe they'll be back in a minute. People don't realise how much effort people are putting into mass farming these Majestics. Well, I mean, yeah, it's what's needed. Like, the amount of effort that's been put into doing them so far. I weirdly think, right, this is something where I often struggle because I tend to misread just how well people know about things. I kind of didn't see that much focus on the Majestics throughout most of the beta. Now, I know K-Chak and a few people who hang around in K-Chak's Discord were putting quite a bit of effort into it, into figuring it out, but I also don't really think it was humongous public knowledge just what the setup process was or how lucrative it would be. Meaning, I do sort of wonder if people are still a little bit oblivious. Now, it doesn't take much more than a 2-minute Google search to find out, but if you've only now in the last couple of days since spotting them being nearly 20k have started to think about where do they come from and how do they get them, the reality is those people are not doing anything about it very quickly. Because there's some players, myself included, that have been setting this up on as many characters as we can for a couple of weeks now and still are struggling to keep up. It's I got real Mechanica vibes about this.
Together.
Real Mechanica vibes. I mean, Mechanica for the best part of patch 11.2, miscellaneous Mechanica were worth about 25,000 gold apiece. And they were almost not worth farming for if you only had one account. I know I'm arguably part of the problem here. Sure, you can pin that on me if you want, but I'm also kind of thinking that this is going to be another one that both the setup and the execution of it might end up being another sort of Mechanica kind of thing where it's... Because I could easily consider this worth doing with hides at like 5k a piece. And the only reason I know that is because I was and was still happy with it. Now they're 15, I'm like absolutely chilling. But at 5k a piece, they start to be a little bit kind of like your lures start to be a little bit more expensive than even the hides on a single character. It's kind of weird. Germs with a resub. Thank you very much, though, by the way. Thank you, thank you. I was mid TED talk. I didn't miss it. Thank you for the prime. But yeah, I'm obviously not the only one that's doing this right now. And I am very aware that the effort some people have gone to with this far exceeds what I have. My setup looks amateur compared to what some people have got set up already. And yet hides are still 20k a piece. I mean, the fact I didn't go heavy on this in the first week or two is not a regret. I don't regret anything with goal making because it's all hindsight more than anything else. But like flipping hell, when these hides were 100k a piece, if I'd have been setting this up literally day one of early access, can you fucking imagine? 25, 50 teams set up within a few days of early access doing nothing else. Jesus, this would have been 4 or 5 million gold a day. But like I said, hindsight monster. Can only look forward, don't look backwards. Do you think Blizzard will do the tinderbox treatment to the epic materials? A lot of people are thinking in that direction. I don't think they will. There is humongous spike in value at the moment of them, but it's mostly because a lot of enchanters and things are, and leatherworkers for armor kits and the likes, they're setting everything up, right? They're buying fucking loads of the things and they're pre-crafting a whole bunch of stuff. And that pre-crafting is what spikes the price through the flipping roof. The consumption takes a little bit of time. You jump on the auction house right now, you tell me how many armor kits there are, you tell me how many chest enchants there are. Every single one of those has got a majestic hide in it. Yet they're not sold, they're not consumed yet. There's, that initial stocking up is just ripped the supply of them out. But I think just as quickly as these hides have gone from 5k up to 15, they'll go back to 5k. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm just happy to take advantage of it for as long as they stay at 15k. Discussed about the Majestic Farms, okay, a lot before the expansion. We deliberately decided to keep it under the radar because it seems so good. And proof is in the results. Even with the one account, I'm at 30+ mil now. Yeah, and like I said, I know you and K-Chak and people were paying quite a bit of attention to it. I'm obviously not oblivious to these goings on. And it's under my focus. My focus was clearly on the crafting professions at the time, so it's why I didn't go for it. But it was one of the only things I seriously considered going like gung-ho into. I considered doing two things. I because my goal for the launch of this expansion was to take advantage of the fact that I've got this set up already, that I'd got the accounts, I'd got the characters set up on every realm for flipping and selling and buying and doing all of that sort of stuff. So I was looking for opportunities to take, the most advantage I could get by already having both practice and a setup that is outside the norm. And so, yeah, I did kind of look at this Majestic thing a little bit. But I chose more to focus towards profession tools instead, which has done reasonably well for me. I've probably made 10 million off selling profession tools already, so I'm, you know, in that regards, I'm happy. But I've made more with doing this sooner, absolutely. But like I said, once again, it's A, you can't do everything, and B, it is actually almost impossible to know what the quote-unquote best thing will be before it happens. The blue tool change also really kept up the claw prices too. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, I think I landed on my feet a little bit with that one, because I was partly planning on going into the profession tools, but not from like a mass crafting. I was going to sell the green ones region wide, and I was doing so, selling the green ones all over the place. Then they made the change to the blue ones, and I was like, what the hell did I do to deserve this? So that was quite fun to jump onto. And yeah, that definitely helped keep the price of claws in check. Because I was buying 100 to 200 claws a day. And so I guess everybody else that was doing similar was also. That market's a little bit more quiet now. It's not finished, but it's difficult to extract much more than about 20% profit in, which makes it a bit more risky to do at scale. I've not done a profession tool restock for a few days because of current prices. Right, how are we getting? Still 21, 24. Flipping out, we're not getting these knowledge points very fast. 23, 25. Wow, we've still got flipping miles to go. These guys are not getting the... They're getting them so slow, I'm almost questioning whether they're getting them. I mean, they're getting them. It's just, you know, taking a bit of time. To be honest, Blizzard is to take praise for it. A lot of the people were aware of it. However, people were so blinded on the beta dealing with the add-on situation and setting up add-ons. It really prevented people looking more into this that normal people might have done. Yeah. I also think it's more about, you know, the lanes that people put themselves in. For example, I look at the professions in huge amounts of detail going into an expansion, but I always get asked by people, like, what's going to be the best in-slot optional reagents to craft and this sort of stuff, and the answer I usually have to give is, at the moment, I don't know, because it's not my field of expertise. I can tell you what the embellishments are that are crafted and who crafts them and all of this sort of stuff, but can I tell you which one's going to be best in slot for every class in the game? Absolutely not. So I think whilst you're kind of right that people probably should have looked into it more and might have been distracted, I don't think the kind of people that would have looked into this in great detail would have really come to much conclusion about Majestic Hides popping off anyway. I think that kind of was up to the goblins to figure out, to be honest. And, well, some of us did. I definitely put 2 and 2 together that they were going to be more expensive and that they were going to be more valuable than what we saw with, like, the Cobra Scale and the... What were the other ones from the last expansion? Just simply by the fact that they're used in more stuff. But it's yeah, it's performed well so far. Also something you can't extract until later, as the BIS consumables aren't updated until late, and the content creators go light on updates during the first weeks, I've found. Well, yeah, because they're actually playing the game. Like when you're tinkering on the beta, I can tell you firsthand that you can put a lot of time and effort into content creation during the last few weeks of beta, because everybody, including yourself, is basically in the waiting room for the expansion to go live. So you've got time on your hands. But the second the game actually goes live, you are now in action mode, right? You're trying to put that planning into action. I greatly like, I've spoken about this a little bit on stream already, but like I greatly struggle with keeping up with the speed of production of like YouTube content once the game goes live. Seconded by the fact that the extreme level of negativity towards crafting the expansion is, I'm not going to lie, it got under my skin a few times. It's these are the kinds of things that get in the way of large amounts of content being released in the first couple of weeks, because the content creators themselves are predominantly playing and doing. First thing everybody who wants to do is go through the Wowhead BIS list when it comes out and figure out what's going to be in demand. It's yeah, the economy is always difficult to predict. It's always difficult. And even somebody with like multiple expansion launches worth of like expertise and practice in this, I still get it wrong sometimes. Majestic Beast being bugged, not dropping the epics, not being able to test it until you go to the leveling realms also points on why people slept on it. Yeah, they were also changed quite heavily quite late in the beta as well. So even people that looked at it like early on, maybe it was different by the time it went live. Like the scaling of them changed. The I mean, a lot of skinning stuff was also just kind of broken. Not that people weren't checking it to see when it was being unbroken, but when you have a profession where some of the stuff is just clearly not working, it's really difficult to trust in the stuff that is working is actually how it's going to be. Inscription is the best example of this for me. Like, for weeks and weeks and weeks, I was waiting for them to, like, fix Inscription. I was holding off, like, doing deep dive focuses on Inscription and stuff, because I was like, right, surely any day now they're going to turn around with a bunch of hot fixes and right all of these wrongs. And then they just didn't. And then the expansion launched. And, you know, a week before the expansion, I had to just go, right, well, I guess it's just launching like this then. So let's deal with it how it is. And I wrote all of my guides and planned everything based upon, you know, milling and ink qualities and codified qualities being flippy and loopy dupes. And then 2 weeks into the expansion, then they go out and change it all. Then the hot fixes come out. It's like, oh, God. It's like you kind of knew it was coming, but there comes a point where you just have to go, right, this is how the game's going to be. And yeah, they quote unquote fixed it eventually, but not until everybody had spent all of their early knowledge points and bought a bunch of materials and done. Oh, could have done without it, to be honest. They should have just left it as it was. I'm very strong of the opinion that once the game is actually live, they should probably be hands off as much as humanly possible with the professions. I've always said that balance before the game goes live is more important for the professions than it is for like any other part of the game. You can tweak a player's damage up and down a little bit and it doesn't have big knock-on effects to everything else, but the economy is one big moving component. If you start fucking about with it over here, it changes things over there, and it's for those people who are trying to pay attention, and with the amount of focus and effort you have to put into crafting these days to like find an edge, it feels a bit harsh when they come along 2 weeks later and then, you know, move the goalposts. My suggestion to Blizzard when they did that was at least refund people their spent knowledge points so that they can re-spend them again somewhere else. But no, fell on deaf ears again. Oh, hang on, I'm actually in trouble here. No, I'm not, I'm fine. I try not to pull this rare dude, but I didn't spot him fast enough this time. Down he goes. Yo, Tarnished Dawnlit Warglaive, though. We'll take the BOE. I'm annoyingly high enough now, though, that I don't get the good high-value BOEs. I need to actually level Muthius up to 90, so he gets 220 BOEs instead. Being level 84 is just a bit of a... in that middle ground where nothing's really worth anything. What did they change with inscription? Oh, they just rebalance things to be in line with everything else, meaning that you need full knowledge points, full 100 skill, full 40 skill from profession tools. You basically need the full build to be able to guarantee stuff, which is arguably how it should have been from the launch, but the recipe difficulties were all scuffed at the start. And so people who were clever, this is the annoying thing, it's the people that were clever and didn't overspend knowledge points in their trees to maximize the performance of that limited amount of knowledge points. They're the ones that got fucked over by it, because if you'd only put like 40, you needed 40, I think it was 48 out of 90 possible knowledge points to be able to guarantee something at top quality. I can't remember if it was inks or something, but like if you'd spent your knowledge points like very effectively, they then came along and was like, no, now you need all 90 points. And it's like, oh, well, I've spent them on that side of the tree now. Which was why those that played the game properly kind of scuffed. Imagine with people min-maxing tailoring, what would happen if they go and balance the weird nodes? You see, this is where it's different, right? Because when they change, or at least on the beta, whenever they change the spec trees, if the spec tree's got a significant change, they reset all of your knowledge points. This is why I know they have the technology and the ability to do it. Because a couple of times on the beta, I logged on to certain characters and had to re-spend all of my knowledge points. And that's because they'd gone in and they changed something somewhere, and when they change it, they just reset all the points back down to like refund them all and you can spend them again. So they have the tech to do it, so I don't know why they didn't do that for Inscription. That's just you know, sorry we didn't do this until the game was live. Here's at least the ability to respend your points if you need to make a, you know, better educated decision this time. But yeah, if they did it with tailoring, it'd flipping out. The amount of people that are putting like 60 points into cloth gathering just to get 20 extra skill. I mean, this sort of stuff, it doesn't matter as long as they don't change it. This is the point. Like, if something's broken and they need to change it, it's actually fairer in most cases to not change it. Because changing it just fucks over everybody. If they were to go in and change tailoring right now, it would just screw over everybody that's like already try-harded it and min-maxed it. And it wouldn't really be of any great benefit to those people who haven't try-harded it or min-maxed it. It's a lose-lose. So, you know, in tailoring's scenario, the best time to have made changes to it would have been on the beta when everybody was telling them that it was stupid that you needed knowledge points in 3 separate trees to guarantee anything. That would have been the time to change it. Yeah, don't change tailoring now. Yeah, if they start fucking about with it now, it's going to cause chaos. Making rank 5 cloaks in tailoring without concentration is almost mission impossible. Oh, well, it's the same everywhere. It's like tailoring's full builds are like a good 60 knowledge points higher than basically every other profession. And it's because they've distributed plus skill nodes at the tail end of nodes that they don't need plus skill in. Oof, nearly died. I think they did tailoring the way they did to prolong the value of the rank 2 bolts. I genuinely don't have any belief that any of it is done by design. I will almost 100% believe that most of the inconsistencies in this game is because the dev teams are so large now that there is a communication breakdown somewhere that, you know, some devs are working towards one set of rules and, you know, goals, and another set of devs are working in a different direction, and there's just, you know, there isn't that communication. It's not the fault of the devs though, let me be clear. It's the fault of the management team, because it's the management that's meant to overview it and make sure that everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet, you know. Much like the simplification of professions was not really done particularly equally. Nobody in their right mind can look at tailoring as it stands right now and say, yeah, this is more simplistic than it was before. So it's kind of like they were given a very brief description of what was actually wanted, and then they all went off in different directions and did what their interpretation of that was, and nobody followed it up with any tender loving care or quality control to say, well, no, actually, let's, you know, get some standardization in play here. I mean, the counter argument is it gives them all different flavor. Like, if you want to play the long game and you want to chase something that might have a nice big pot of gold at the end of it, then you went tailoring and you min-max the shit out of bolts in every way you could possibly imagine to try and get that first to market advantage that could easily have been worth tens of millions to you if you got it. If you didn't want that shenanigans, you went alchemy, which you can set up in 4 minutes. I guess it's maybe some variations, not a terrible idea, but Okay, how many points are we looking at? 18. Still need about 10 more. Yeah, exactly 10 more. So we need to, that's going to be the maths then. If we push them all down until we need only 8 catch-up points, then that's all we actually need to hit full build. So 17, 20, and 20. Little way to go still. I'm lucky my laziness had me keeping the flickers unused once I got the ink build, but it totally made sense to try and rush the other node's skill. Happy accident, yeah. Yeah, this is it. Like, changing it after it's already gone live, just kind of, I think that almost hurts more people than it helps. Maybe some of the devs are guilty of some insider trading, stock up their own gold reserves. Can you imagine? I would not be surprised. I reckon there's some pretty sizable goblins that work for Blizzard. But at the end of the day, you would also hope that they probably don't need to worry about buying tokens or gold or anything, do they? Surely one of the perks of creating the game should be that you basically get to play the game for free, right? Surely that's got to be a perk. Otherwise, Blizzard's compensation package has work to do. Oh, I know I'm going to set myself a goal of doing one of these teams every day, but even doing it 4 characters at a time, I can't get away from the time-consuming aspect of this. I also don't particularly want to be killing ponies on stream all day. Stupid rare's going to get in the way. Oh, that's a red border one. We take the red border ones. Free mats. Their friends probably knew. Like I said, I'm not even sure, you know. Like, there was a few people. I don't really have any direct. I mean, I'm in the WoW partner Discord, yeah. So there's like community managers and there's a few devs in there. So there's like there's an avenue for people like myself to be able to like put ideas and feedback in front of Blizzard. But I'm not like in any of the devs' DMs, let's put it that way. Even during beta periods and stuff, there's a few people that would on a regular basis like give me a heads up of things that they found out because they've got dev friends. But a good 50 to 70% of the information turned out to not really be that reliable. So I'm not even really convinced. I'm not even really convinced half of the devs truly know everything. You know, they're assigned a task and a job and something to do in this one area of the game, and that's their thing to do. Like I don't know, if you're working on priest class balance, then you probably don't know your ass from your elbow about, you know, work orders. The game's far too big, I think, to have any belief that even a Blizzard dev knows everything about what's happening or coming. Unless you are literally assigned the task of, right, you need to balance and fix inscription. I don't think anybody really gets too much inside info. More importantly, like I said, I doubt they really care. It's probably a case that we know professions aren't on the top of their list. New tier, big rework, add-on issues, etc. Profession skill tree optimization is probably at the bottom of that priority list. I've always thought it's not necessarily a big priority, but when it comes to planning a new expansion, I think professions get very, very heavily front-loaded. In the last few expansions, at least, in the last few expansions, we've gone into like alpha and beta with like really solid professions from the word go. The last time professions were like ropey in the early development stages was probably Shadowlands. And this obviously predates like the new crafting system, which can't really be called new anymore. But I think, you know, when they're planning and they're prepping all of this, I think professions get done really early in the workflow. But then that also means they're basically, you know, they turn up in a reasonably good state. They're done quite early on, but then they're just not focused or touched on at all, probably until very late in the day. And I think what's probably happened for Midnight is that was left so late in the day that the game had actually gone live by the time half of it was happening. So it's kind of a bit of both in that regards. They probably see the professions as something that they can do 80% of it, like before they've finished the, you know, zones, before they've done class balance, you know, they can do all of this way in advance. Oh, grab the bonus ones. Bonus ponies, bonus ponies. Is there a way for recycling engineers to do rank 1 to rank 2? Rank 1 to rank 2? There's almost never any way for anybody to do rank 1 to rank 2 without concentration. Although engineering is the one area where I would question that. I do partly remember there being something with engineering. I can't remember the details. I haven't looked at engineering much. Another one of those areas where I kind of remember the recycling skill being really low. Low enough that you could far surpass it. That could have also changed, I can't remember. Okay. We nearly getting there. Oh, 9. I need one more on this dude, and he's done. 12, 15, and 12. Okay, 15 is the furthest away. Need to get down to 8. How do you jewel box? It's a very generic question, my friend. Welcome in, though, by the way, but very generic. I just have 5 accounts open and running at the same time. Just as alchemy in the War Within, you could do rank 1 to rank 2 if you're a goblin with skills, etc. I think it's just that the recipe difficulty of recycling is really low. Or at least it was late in the beta. Another one of those things that it could have potentially changed. I do vaguely remember there being a scenario where you can get rank 1 recycled stuff into rank 2 Etherlooms and Evercores. And I would imagine that if it's possible, people have already done it by now. But I can't remember the exact ins and outs off the top of my head. I might have wrote some stuff down for this in my engineering guide, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, I thought they were all synced. It's just a main account that kills and the other's AFK. Yeah, I mean, I obviously by standard rules of, you know, multi-boxing, I'm controlling each of the accounts separately. I'm having to skin each of the different mobs on each different account and whatever. But they're all partied up, so they get standard group loot rules. Bonus ponies? Oh, missed one. As far as I know, you can get rank 2 Etherloom with rank 1 mats, just not sure about Evercores. If you can do it for Etherloom, you can do it for Evercores, because it's the same. What's the add-on that shows your missing skill points like the old WeakAura? It's just called Moo's Knowledge Point Tracker now. It's they've converted it to an add-on. New skinning army, how much is the hide? I mean, it's not new, but yes, it's taken more of a front seat with hides being nearly 20k a pop. Kind of foolish not to right now. I mean, having the characters, I'd set 10 teams up to do, you know, just the basic majestic skinning, and I've been doing that most days. Now I've got a few of them, you know, churning through most days. We're doing the second leg of getting them skilled up so that they end up being 80 out of 80 and able to do all of the majestic beasts and at the highest quality. Or with the high, well, they get the most mats, I guess is the right way to say it. Up to 4 times multipliers. Red tasty. I have 20 characters on my account between 70 and 75. Do they need 78 or 80 to do midnight skinning? Professions in midnight are all level 78. So arguably only 78, but yeah, you probably only need 78 thinking about it. Even the profession tools only require 78 now. Right, 6, that means that dude's got enough knowledge points. 8, this dude's got enough knowledge points. 11, we need 3 more on this dude. And this dude's good. So actually, we've got all but 1 sorted now. Just waiting on this one account to sort his life out. It's the bonus ponies. Primal motes are 11 gold now. Nobody's farming in Arendir. So it's nobody likes the mushrooms over there. Nobody likes the elevation. Nobody's farming there. Yet that doesn't seem to make a blind bit of difference to the amount of motes that are selling. And for most people buying them, they couldn't care less if they're 2 gold or 20 gold. Most of the time, it's still a small percentage of the overall crafting cost, so all good. It's all good. Hopefully I won't have to eat that hat. Oh no, out of ponies. Okay, if we're out of ponies, let's spend the knowledge points and get these dudes finito. The occasional 139, and we got a 139 ring, a 139 leather pair of gloves, and a couple of 133s as well doing this. You can keep your characters like you actually want them to be, preferably no. I mean, I've got 4 bars into level 80 only doing this. The skinning doesn't have first time crafts or anything. You only get you get very, 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 very little experience, which actually works in your favor because you're still killing a lot of things. You keep them low level, which means they get the good high value BOEs at the same time. Actually works out quite well. There we go, 80 out of 80. Wonderful. So he's ready to go. In fact, he's not ready to go because this first dude is also the one who's responsible for the lures. So we need some nullfish. We need... we're not doing the Eversong ones, are we? We want some octopus. Haha! Octopus is more expensive, of course it is. Those crafting. Did we say you're ready? Look like you should be. It's a hide. I love that when I go to prospect ore, it does it twice and then acts like I'm out of ore. Anybody else have the same issue? You need to press the sort button from time to time, and you also need to make sure you don't have any ore in your war bank when you do it. Because if it lands on an odd number, it kind of goes a bit crooked. There's an add-on called Mass Salvage Assist that can help with that if you're not already using it. Boom. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. What do we say? This dude is still missing a few points. This dude should be good as well. What's ruining moats is skinning with diffusers. Dude made a video about it, changing it to where only one who does the diffusing gets the moats, which sounds like a good idea in my opinion. I don't think it matters that much. I don't disagree with the premise that it could probably do with changing, because it is an incredibly ridiculously fast way to get an awful lot of moats. But the flip side of that is, even if you get 2,000 moats an hour, when they're currently worth 5 gold apiece, you know, that's only 10,000 gold an hour from the moat itself. It's skinners are still not going to get out of bed for 10,000. Farmers aren't going to get out of bed for 10,000 gold an hour. They're just not going to. 2k of each. Well, yeah, if you're getting 8,000 an hour, it starts to make a bit of a difference. Then they can go up to 10 gold a piece, and you're making some good, you're making some good money there. But I still don't really think it's going to make much of a difference. You're already seeing the price of, like, what's void tempered leather. This quality 1 void tempered leather is already below 10 gold a piece now as well. The other stuff is probably not far off. I don't think the value of the other skinning mats are going to hold up long enough to keep that many people interested in skinning, which is another part of the reason why I actually, even without Blizzard changing anything, kind of suspect that the amount of moats being produced will slow down dramatically. Not to mention everybody doing 2x4 farming is now off doing Mythic Plus and raiding instead, which will naturally cause less people to do it. I think it will self-nerf itself without Blizzard's intervention. But if Blizzard intervenes and Blizzard does make a change to it, then it isn't a bad thing. My point of this is just to state that I don't really think it matters either way. Right, let's get this last dude sorted. A few more points on this last dude, and we're good. Until they nerf the moats, they won't really skyrocket. Well, they do have a bit of a ceiling price if skinning can still produce a lot of them very, very quickly. But I mean, it's still, you know, they could still easily hit 10 to 12 gold apiece, even without a change to skinning. I mean, primals are already nearly there. But, you know, what happens, happens. There was one of them, at least. He needs 2 more. 2 more. 2 more and this team is then almost done. Then we can take them over to the Void Storm and start killing things. See if enough ponies haven't died already. Oh, what? Thought we were going to get... Since TSM Destroy is broken, TSM Destroy works for me. If TSM Destroy doesn't work for you, it's probably because it's causing a conflict with another add-on. I'd hunt down what that add-on is. The easiest way to diagnose is turn off all of your add-ons, leaving just TSM on, and then try again. And see if it's still broken. Because TSM Destroys work for me. Imagine 100 gold emote. I mean, I don't think we'll see 100 gold emote. It would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? I throughout most of the beta, and I'm kind of boring myself talking about this now, but throughout most of the beta, I went with the conclusion that standardized materials, herbs or leather, have got basically nowhere to go but to 0. But what will be the bottleneck will probably be the moats. Now, that was before they implemented the diffusers, and we found out that diffusers are so outrageously powerful for farming moats. If this is also why I kind of don't really think they need to make a change to it, because if they do make a change to it, if they make if they make it so that moats are only obtained by the person that uses the diffuser and not the other 7 people in the party as well, then you'll probably find that skinning's just dead. Like like regular skinning is just done overnight if they make that change, to be honest. Unless it causes, you know, herbalism and mining to be the primary source for moats again, and then that will rise the price of moats up to easily 20, 30, 40, 50 gold a piece, I would imagine. So, you know, I mean, there's part of me that would love to see them change the diffusers. I just don't think it's necessary. The value of the moats would go flipping bananas if they did, though. Be a pretty you'll know the day when they make a change to it, if they make a change to it. Because all of a sudden your moats will be 40 gold a piece overnight. Maybe Student's also got 10 million golden moats lying about in a guild bank somewhere. That would be crooked. Using perception on your tools? Yes. Yes. I mean, this isn't the main task of these guys, obviously. It's for the Majestic, so yeah, perception. Oh, there's another one. 1 knowledge point away. There it is. We have killed our last pony for the day. Right, that's everybody. Beautiful. Right, that means this dude should now have enough going on to cap out 80 points. Success! There's another team done. How long did that take me? Oh god, it's probably still taking me 2 hours a team, isn't it? Probably quite a lengthy setup, but the saving grace is I get 4 tunes out of it. Are they ready to go? I just sanity check. Sanity check. Yep. What am I doing? Just flipping half. Quicker way to get there. Surprisingly, with 1k diamonds on the whole EU, the region price is kind of low. What's keeping them that low? I couldn't tell you what the demand for diamonds is. I would state that crafting diamonds is very easy to begin with. The only bottleneck to crafting diamonds is the recipes, because you don't get a trainer taught one. But the difficulty of crafting them is really piss easy. Everybody that specs into gems in any way, shape, or form will be able to mass produce diamonds at high quality. There'll be no problems there. You only put one meta gem in your gear, which I don't know if it's a high priority gem for people or not. Or is it considered an optimization gem or not? I don't know. I'm not sure. I also kind of suspect you're fishing for an answer based on the fact that I think you've bought a lot of them. I don't know the ins and outs. With the price of ores and the chance of them dropping, they're still kind of low. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not a market that I'm in. I looked at how easy they were to produce, and I decided that, well, every single gem crafter is going to be able to mass produce them. So I didn't want any of that business. I felt they were going to be way too easy. It means I haven't really looked into them in any great detail. Ooh, yoink. Right. Massive stacks, please. Biggest of biggest stacks. Never lucky. A hide. We take a hide. Always take a hide. Never lucky. Never lucky. Flipping hell. 2 hours of setting those guys up and we got one hide. Right, we do have the Grand Beast though to kill on this team as well, so we can pray to RNGesus for Grand Beast luck. Thoughts and prayers go out to the Grand Beast. One hide. Please, 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 please don't make it so I spent the last 2 hours setting these up for one hide. I mean, 20k is fine, but... Making a decent profit prospecting, but diamonds are very common. I have been somewhat bamboozled by the way that prospecting has gone so far. Now, prospecting usually has a similar pattern to it. But for some reason, and I can't really figure out what that reason is because I haven't given it enough thought, prospecting doesn't seem to have played out, so far at least, the way I expected it to. I genuinely cannot understand why the uncommon gems are so valuable right now. I can't understand why they are being crafted. I can't understand why people are buying them, considering the price of the flawless cuts can't be that different, surely. I greatly suspected that the flawless cuts would be, the flawless gems would be cut into cuts, and the uncommon stuff would just be like nuked down into dust. Was my assumption of how it'd play out. And then diamonds will do what diamonds do. You know, the market will decide the demand on diamonds was my suspicion. The fact that that hasn't really played out that way, I don't know. A fin, we take a fin. Yo, Mr. Anonymous with the 2 gifties, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I can't thank you in any more detail than that, but thank you very much. Another hide. We take a hide. Okay. Go on. Like quad hides. Quad hide me. Never lucky. Okay. Alright, let's do a bit of trading now. Of any goodies. Some 133s, some 139s. Right, you're good until tomorrow. Do we genuinely think it's such that people are just so poor they don't pay the premium for the big gems? And that's keeping the price of the basic baby gems up? Surely that's not the case. Big gems aren't that expensive. You're done. Last one. No point going big gems until the season started, though. True. Maybe people are hoovering up the cheap gems just because they've got sockets and it feels odd having nothing in it. It's a good point. I guess the fact that pretty much every necklace, ring, and, you know, I guess with everything coming with a socket by default, it is having that effect, maybe. That people kind of... People don't feel they can step foot in the raid with an empty socket in a piece of gear. You know, raid leader's going to look at them funny. The guess is fair. Right, what's the yield today then? 374,000 gold worth of stuff. That is our main teams killing optimally, plus setting up this extra team. We still made 400k today with skinning. And that's at current rates, mind. I might save the hide. I'll sell everything else now. I might save the hides till later, though. Look at the amount of 133s I've got to sell as well. Should start shipping some of these to other realms, actually. Draenor's too big of a realm. Too competitive. Never sell any of this stuff. I only got 10 hides. Only 10 hides today. That hurts the overall. Actually, quite low on Majestics in total. 10 hides, 11 claws, 6 fins. Pretty low. Oh, fucking hell. These things are 18k right now. Christ. I mean, I could do goblin things and post them at like 25k and just YOLO it. Or I could just sell them at 18k right now. Yeah, fuck it. I'll take my money right now. In that case, we just post everything. Ungrouped items in bags. 139s. What we got here? Why is so much of this not in a group? 139, 133. It's because I don't care about all the 152s. The only reason I'm putting this lot in a group is so I can just basically vendor it. Or at least have it off this list. When are we going to do the one boss raid? Oh, I don't do raids.
Come back with some better stories.
I have absolutely no confidence in stealing somebody's lockout in order to do a raid. I mean, a viewer raid. I mean, I guess we kind of could. That's kind of like a Friday evening bonus stream kind of gig, isn't it? As a raider, if I have champion track item, I will not add a high quality gem into it. Same applies for enchants. I'll wait till I get heroic tier something or other. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe people are, you know, maybe people will not accept having an empty socket, but at the same time, they're not going to spend a premium on a big gem on a low piece of gear that they categorically know they're changing ASAP. You're probably all very much right. It does mean, though, that it will be a one-time... It'll be a one-time hit, though, on these, like, uncommon gems. And it's a market that will come and go, like, I mean, it might have already been and gone now that Mythic Plus is open. Sell, sell, sell. Make me rich. 2.1 million gold worth of stuff. Current auction house listing value. That's kind of a bit scuffed by all of the gear. What if I exclude the BOEs? What is that in just materials? 363,000 gold of materials. That will probably all sell by tomorrow. It's another token's worth of gold there for 2 hours worth of work. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. And even my little kiwi farm thing claims that I made the best part of nearly 40,000 gold doing that. Took nearly in fact, it took nearly 3 hours by the looks of this. It took a lot longer than I expected. I mean, that's only like 15,000 gold an hour. It's not anything even remotely competitive to what I could be doing, but set myself 4 skinners up at the same time. Right. Muthius's job here is done. Now, at least. Boys and girls, I might leave it there for now. That might be me done for today. I'll probably be playing a little bit later. My voice is kind of cooked though, so I don't think even if I do play the game later, I will be streaming. Thank you very much for turning up. Thank you very much for your discussions. Thank you very much for your input. If you have you've learned something, hit that follow button. If you've learnt nothing, hit that follow button. Come say hi in Discord if you're not there already. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll probably catch you tomorrow. Have a good one, boys and girls. Peace.